the new kickoff rules. Anyways, hey, man. This is Tyler, Big Toy Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is a fantasy red zone. You're probably not watching this right now because there's live football on TV. But guess what, dude? You can just watch 1/3 of that screen on Jason's background, and you won't miss a thing. I can see people running around right now, Jason.
It's the important third.
If I want to know what that fullback was doing on the weak side, the strong side, I would know. Okay. So, hey, this is our drinking episode. I've been drinking and I've been thinking about football, Jason, in particularly about upside. What players can break fantasy football and not name Christian McCaffrey? I get it, dude. Christian McCaffrey could break fantasy football, but we're talking about other people other than Christian McCaffrey. All right. So we're talking about all upside. What players are all upside? Some of these upside players, Jason, are being drafted at their floor, which is great value. Some of them are being drafted at their upside, which I don't want a piece of. But still, man, these are for Jason, for me, I was looking for players that could jump into the top 5 at their position when I was trying to make this list. So that's what you're going to see out of me, Jason. I don't know what you're going to see out of Jason, dude. Who knows what you can see out of Jason? All right. That's why you watch this shit. Holy moly.
Wow, God.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I meant to say lucky. I said lucky bastard, but Jason is not lucky tonight. He is sick. So
every 4 months.
Every
4 months, man. So we're just going to sit back and bring it in close and talk about football and our feelings. Oh, right. Yeah.
Before you do that, Jason, I need to know how the public can help the show because we need it more than ever. We might be celebrating our 1,000 subscriber episode next week, man. Please make that happen for us. We also have a Patreon, Jason, a Patreon where you can support us big time if you want more content. That's how you're going to do it.
Yes, we are so close. But if you made it this far and enjoyed two friends talking about fantasy football, give them the insights, hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know what medicine can I take to never feel like this again. But I'm here.
NyQuil, dude. Dayquil, NyQuil.
Can't do NyQuil, man. I got a baby that needs me in the middle of the night. Can't sleep through that shit. But we're also on Spotify, and we're also on Apple Podcasts. And guess what, Tyler? We have a Patreon.
I was going to say we have a Patreon. I was about to freak out. I was like, we got a Patreon? I was telling everybody, I was like, man, I made $2.11 this last month. Watch out. Fantasy footballers, we're on your ass.
Yeah, I almost put in my 2-week notice, but decided not to.
If you're like me and you want to quit your job, comment down below. But you can't. All right, you can't quit your job because you got people to support. You got shit to buy, man. You got to pay into those fantasy football leagues, Jason. I was just thinking, I need to put aside a couple $100 for fantasy football in a minute this month. This month. So expensive month here at the Ward compound.
At the Ward compound.
Jason. I was like, dude, I wish I was like some religious leader, man. I got like all my followers in the back. All right. Anyways,
I follow you.
Let's move into the news and the brews. I got the news, Jason. I got it right here. Oh, that's a receipt. That's some serious shit. I got it right here. And I got the brews right here. The Patriots release Juju Smith-Schuster, Jason. I remember when this guy was doing Hadouken in the end zone. And now that guy's going to be doing Hadouken from his bathroom. Jason, his personal bathroom. Because he ain't going to be playing football no mo. Unless he's catching passes from American underdogs in the Arena League.
From the end zone to the no splash zone. But it was funny. Wasn't it just like 2 weeks ago we were like, hey, we totally forgot like Juju Smith was even a Patriot. Like, hey, wait, is he even still on the team?
Yeah, because we were like, Demario Douglas, man. You really want Demario Douglas? So we're like, wait.
Yeah.
On the depth chart. So, yeah, that's funny. Man, I didn't close anything, Jason. I'm surprised this computer's even running right. Next up, dude. But, yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster, as far as fantasy football goes, man, his rookie season, I think he got 1,400 yards. It was amazing. And then Drake May. Jason will talk about that game that happened yesterday. Played one drive, and then Joe Milton is already getting his head ready, whatever, man, molded for a statue in Canton. And he was the 6th rounder, Jason. The last time the Patriots took a 6th-round quarterback, it worked out pretty well, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he threw a dagger for a touchdown. And then he also had that like scramble for like 8 yards, but it took like 40 yards to get there. He looked pretty good. Remember, he's the guy at the combine that just casually threw a 70-yard ball. Like,
yeah, he's the hardest thrower in a long time. And then as far as would this set a precedent, Jason, if he ended up winning that starting job, well, Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, they gave Trey Lance they try to give Trey Lance the reins. He got injured. Otherwise, they probably would have kept Trey Lance in there regardless. But Brock Purdy got his, he was drafted in the 7th round. This guy's 6th round. Trey Lance 3 overall. This guy, Drake May 3 overall. So there are some parallels there, Jason. All right, man. Next up, the Vikings, Jason, believe that TJ Hawkinson will be back before the second half of the season. TJ Hawkinson, man, I know it was a different quarterback, but you could even see maybe this year even more, they would rely on that tight end position with Sam Darnold. TJ Hawkinson should be one of the top 3 most targeted tight ends, and he's going as like tight end number 10 right now, tight end 11. Would you rather get Pat Freiermuth, get him all season long, or do you just get like Hawkinson and I have no idea? What would you rather do?
I think I'd rather stick with Fairmouth. But I did hear, Tyler, I was listening to Coach Speak Index the other day, and they were saying that he's actually way ahead of his schedule, and he might be back way early.
Dude, the last 3 years, man, I'm telling you, man, technology's been crazy with this shit. Steroids injected straight into the veins, dog. This is like some, you know how, oh my God, what's his name, Jason? Or Steve Rogers went into that little hypergenic chamber. That is available for these NFL players these days. They come out healed. Anyways.
Yeah, they're all saying like super soldier serum. And I'm like, no, that's anabolic steroid. That's what that
Trend,
is.
Man. Trend balloon.
Some D-ball.
Let me go run down to Mexico, get you some real quick.
Yeah. Got something in your eye.
What do you think this is, Jason? 2004? What do you think this is? 2004?
What are we, a mule? Are we a drug mule?
All right, man. Jason, Rondell Moore out for the season. We had a listener telling us you need to be looking at people like Rondell Moore, man. It's like Kirk Cousins brought him in there. He selected him to get there. Well, guess what? We don't need to think about Rondell Moore no more.
Yeah, 2024 ain't good for Rondell Moore.
What do you have in your mouth right now?
I have a cough drop.
I was like, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah, I mean, this just means I think this actually is going to help Darnell Mooney even more.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say? Darnell Mooney?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh my God, dude. It was Rondell Moore out for the season. I was thinking Mooney. I saw the MOOs.
Oh,
so it was actually Darnell Mooney that he brought in. We need to start listening to our listeners, Jason. I'm an asshole. But dude, Rondell Moore, I don't give a fuck about, dude. Rondell Moore tried to get with, man, when I read that and I wrote that down, I was thinking, oh shit, Mooney, you're screwed. I was wrong. Listen to me, dude. I just knocked a can over. I'm so wrong. All right, Jason, next up, Christian McCaffrey. We are in a group text message for our home league, and they're already giving shit. They're like, Christian McCaffrey's not playing this year, man.
The curse.
Who says that if it was a game day, Jason, he would play?
Yeah, I think they're just being caution.
Dude, people forget that he was injured all year last year. Like before every single game, there was like Christian McCaffrey's done, and I would pick up. I can't remember. Oh my God. Their third running back, their undrafted running back, and he would never get anything because he would end up playing.
Yeah, they just want to keep it safe. He's the most valuable offensive asset. If he blinks funny, they're like, hey, dude, just take the week off. Go sit down on the bench, eat a watermelon, whatever.
Jordan Mason. It's funny because I threw up, man. from hiking too much. I think I was overheated. And that watermelon, dude, I came home and ate that watermelon. Holy shit, dude. If you were ever too hot,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
what I
that's
said.
in like, if you're
Eat
what is it, hypothermia? No, hypothermia. Jesus Christ. If you're too hot, I shouldn't be talking like that. Sorry. Anyways, Jason,
Watermelon.
what's next? What'd you say?
Watermelon saves lives.
Dude, watermelon saves lives. I'm not kidding. Robbie, it's funny because I bought this watermelon for the family, right? And they cut into it, and everybody's like, "Ooh, this one's past its prime. This one's seen better days." And I just felt terrible. All right, I was like the new guy trying to make a good impression. It's like, this watermelon fucking sucks.
Who brought the expired watermelon?
And I was like, how the fuck do you know what a watermelon? I need to pick better watermelons.
You got to knock on it, right, and listen to it. Let it talk to you.
I did it, dude. I was like, this one sounds good. I can hear my voice.
Yeah. Hello. Tyler, pick me. I'm seedless.
Speaking of the 49ers, Jason, Robbie, Chosen Anderson to the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, I do want to say there is a huge article that came out like 3 hours ago now. He sat down with the brass, and it makes more sense for him to stay for the 49ers, man. Do you really want to go to the – you see Justin Fields tonight, shit like that. Do you really want to go away from the 49ers, man, where you will be more successful? So apparently there might be a better chance of him staying after this meeting. But yeah, is that what I wrote? Yeah, I think that's what I wrote. Oh yeah, but Robbie Anderson there, just in case.
Dude, that's just how, divas are. I never understood this. It's like people will choose more money over the thought of like a championship. We've seen it for years, even though Ayuk, I guess he did turn down going to the Patriots. He's like, dude, I ain't messing with that. I ain't going there.
I saw Drake May. He's like, I don't fucking think so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make but they saw Joe Milton, and he's like, what the hell do I do? He's all calling up the Patriots.
Yeah.
All right, Jason.
I want back. Take me back.
One real quick, real fast, doesn't mean shit for fantasy, but it's Cowboys sending cornerback Nahshon Wright over to the Vikings for cornerback Andrew Booth. I don't know anything about either, but I thought it was cool that Jason and my team did a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, the Lions, man, they have the number one offensive line going into the season, and they have depth at that offensive line, Jason. But they just lost a huge piece. It was the backup tackle just tore his MCL yesterday.
Oh, damn.
In the preseason. Another reminder why you don't play your starters in the preseason. Let him tear his MCL the first goddamn week of the game.
How much of an influence they have the best offensive line does it play in your rankings with Jahmyr Gibbs?
Well, dude, if it was only Jahmyr Gibbs, we'd be talking about Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson. But it's not only Jahmyr Gibbs. We got David Montgomery, and I'm all about Jahmyr Gibbs. He was number 2, tied with number 2 in yards per carry and all that shit last year. But yeah, he's got David Montgomery there still. So I'm not, whatever. I really don't. I upgrade Gibbs. I do not upgrade Montgomery for some reason. I don't want Montgomery for some reason. The people that Montgomery are going around, I don't like because it's like a James Conner and such. Zamir White, Aaron Jones.
I'm the same way. Montgomery's going to lose touches. He's going to lose touches.
Are they going to play Gibbs less? Because he did pretty goddamn well when I'm trying to quit saying GD. Anyways, Jason. MRI on Xavier Legette's foot revealed no fractures. He is day-to-day. So I saw Xavier Legette foot MRI, and I was like, holy shit, dude. He was one of the people that I was hoping to pick up off of waivers maybe after the first week. And then I was like, oh man, he's not going to even have a chance. He's day-to-day right now. So if he gets back in camp, Jason, I do think that Adam Thielen is somebody that we are all skipping over. All right. I get Deontay Johnson, but Adam Thielen in your flex, dude, in a full PPR, I don't know how you do wrong with that. And then Deontay Johnson's fine, but Xavier Legette for upside late, I still like.
Yeah, I am definitely fading Adam Thielen. Could be a mistake. It could be a mistake, but I like the reports I'm hearing from Deontay Johnson out of camp.
All right, Jason. Last thing, I think I wrote it down in the regular. All right. Justin Fields, he fumbled twice in the opening possessions and takes a sack in the first game as a Steeler. I watched the sack, and it's like, dude, that guy, he hit his back foot, should have thrown it. Then he's like, oh, yeah. And then he got sacked. And it's like, fuck, dude. Like, and then, but you see, I think he went like 5 for 6 for like 60 yards or something. It looks like he did all right. But man, it's like he takes so much shit he shouldn't even have to, Jason. So Justin Fields, one of the most inaccurate passers of last year.
Yeah.
Is competing with Russell Wilson. I don't know who I want to have that job. Jason, I really don't. I think I want Russell Wilson for Pat Freiermuth and Pat Freiermuth only. That's it.
Yeah. He's really the only upside would be Russell Wilson, so you get Pat Freiermuth. That's a good sleeper.
All right, man. Let's get into the meat of this episode, Jason. Let's get with the upside players, man. All upside, all the time. All right, mine are in order of ADP. I'm pretty sure. You want to go with? We'll start with you first. So I've been listening to myself talk for too long.
Yeah, and I'm going to start it off with some basic ones here, right?
You're a basic bitch.
I'm just going to pull this in as I read. The energy is going to be kind of low, so bear with me, people. Anthony Richardson. Right. Okay, so he's a quarterback.
I got the energy.
Yeah, you need it for both of us. Damn. Quarterback 6 off the board. CJ Stroud has recently passed him in the ADP, which is kind of surprising. So much hype for CJ Stroud, and he's not a running quarterback. Yeah, anyway,
this game that just happened is not going to help, Jason.
Richardson played 3.5 games last season. In that span, he managed 3 passing touchdowns and 4 rushing touchdowns, okay? In 3.5 games, he was 7th in rushing touchdowns for quarterbacks, 3rd in red zone carries per game, and 5th in rushing yards per game. He averaged 0.43 fantasy points per snap. If you want to compare that to Josh Allen, who led all quarterbacks in fantasy scoring last year, Josh Allen averaged 0.36 fantasy points per snap. So he did better than the number one scoring quarterback last year. Richardson was paced to be quarterback 1 in 2023, but until he learns to slide, he will continue to get hurt. God, I feel like a fucking moron doing this. He received a concussion in week 2 and a season-ending AC sprain in week 5. But if you can remember to slide, remember not to take big hits from linebackers and stay healthy. His upside is quarterback 1. And Shane Steichen, we trust, right, Tyler? Because we know he has an amazing offensive mind. All right, so let me take it back here. Jalen Hurts, accuracy, his rookie year was horrible, 52%. But when Hurts became the starter from week 13 to week 17 in 2020, he was quarterback 8 because Shane Steichen utilizes Jalen's strength, his legs. Have you seen this guy freaking squat over 500 pounds as a quarterback, right? We're going to see Richardson run a lot behind 600 pounds. I'm getting voices from the back saying it was actually 600 pounds that he squat. Oh, crap. We're going to see Richardson run a lot behind that good offensive line. And last season, the Colts were 21st in game script. So if they're close to that number in 2024, we will see the ball in Richardson's hands a lot, which means a lot of opportunities to score you fantasy points.
So, Jason, the biggest thing for me is were they going to keep him from running after last year when I owned him, dude? I drafted him. I think I got him like in the 10th, 11th round, 12th.
Yeah, you got him pretty late.
I can't remember who my first. I got Jalen Hurts and then Anthony Richardson. And it was amazing. I suggest getting 2 quarterbacks, one upside like Richardson, but it sucks where you have to get him right now, Jason. I mean, where Richardson's going right now, you're almost drafting him like he. Well, if you drafted him as what he can be, you'd be drafting him with Josh Allen, but it's still like too much upside for me right now, so I'm not really getting him in drafts. But the main thing, Jason, is that he said he's not going to stop running the ball. Shane Steichen said, "Why would I stop him running from the ball?" It's like you don't take the mid-range jumper away from Michael Jordan. Like, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? So, anyways, the big thing for me was that they are not going to stop running the ball. If you watched that, if you watched him last year, Jason, he ran the ball around the goal line so much. As soon as they got in the red zone inside the 20, he was doing quarterback design run plays. taking shoulder hits at the 3-yard line and getting injured for the rest of the game. But still, they're going to continue to do that apparently, and that will equal. I mean, he could literally be have a 50-point game as a quarterback, and that would not surprise me. That's in the Michael Vick. Yeah. That's like a Michael Vick shit right there. But that is what he is. Do I think it's going to happen all the time? No. Do I think he's worth his draft pick? I'm too high on Caleb Williams right now. But if anybody was going to be, would it surprise me more if he's a number 1 draft pick or Caleb Williams or number 1 quarterback at the end of the year? Like, not many people could be the number 1 quarterback, Jason, and he could be that. Caleb Williams, I'm hoping for top 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's upside to me. Dude, AR-15 could literally be the number 1 quarterback on the year.
Yeah, it's crazy that we say he's going a little too high right now, which I agree he is. But it won't be the case if he ends up being quarterback 1 next year. Then we're like, damn, that would have been a steal.
Yeah, I mean, everything works out when you're right, so.
Yeah.
Don't listen to my fantasy football MVPs for the last 2 years. Jason, I do want to say, dude, there have been so many articles about DJ Moore's going to be a fantasy league winner this year. And I'm like, dude, because since they paid him and shit, Yeah. I've been preaching this for months, so get off my ass. I can't wait till we're like more well known. They'll be like, hey, sexy Mexi, checking in, Jamie Craig, Hame. Let's see, when are you guys doing the listener league? Hey, I'm actually creating the league this week, but just like we recommend to anybody else, because Jamie Craig, you're in the guy, you are in the listener league, man.
You solidified your spot.
You're solidified. You're solid, dude. You're like. Anyways, I can't think of any examples right now because I'm fucked up. But yeah, as late as possible, probably a week before our home draft, Jason. So around that's
like in 2 weeks.
The 23rd, maybe. And I'm going to be needing to get everybody's emails. So thank you, Jamie. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I got to figure out how I can get your guys' emails, but we'll figure that out. Anyways. Let's go. What am I doing, Jason? Oh, yeah. Next up, dude. Sorry. Jamie, you'll love this, dude. You'll love this, Jamie. Achane, Devon Achane. This guy is the definition. I think he's going to be our thumbnail, Jason, right?
Yeah, he's already up. Thumbnail already up.
All right, thumbnail up, dude. Tips up. Wheels up. Roll out. Let's see. Achane, man, is going as running back 12 right now. He's going in the 3rd round. And you just saw Jalen Wright tonight. What, 4 for 27 and a touchdown versus Atlanta. They didn't play any of their starters, so Jalen Wright's going against whatever, scrubs. I get it, dude, but Jalen Wright is a real concern. But still, dude, Achane, as far as upside, this guy was the number 1 running back weeks 3 through 5. So week 3, I think it was week 3 or week 4, Jason came out. Jason owned Achane. He got like 50 points. And the next week, he got like 27 points in the first quarter. And the next week after that, he got like 22 points in the first half. And I was like, dude, Jason just won this league, all right? Jason just won the fucking league. And I can't remember. I think he got some kind of injury and then came back. But he was scoring 33 points per game, Jason. 5 more points than Christian McCaffrey during that stretch. 33 points per game. Talk about fucking upside, dude. In that offense, Josh McDaniels, they are insane as far as play calling and speed of play. And he's a running back coach, dude. This guy is all about those running backs. And then every single metric, efficiency metric, Achane was killing it in 3rd and 4th missed tackles per touch. Per touch, Jason, is the one that we really want. That is the stickiest, not per attempt. 1st in explosive run rate. So if you have a run of 10 yards or more, that's explosive, dude. You should watch me eat a pizza and see how explosive that shit is.
Number 1. He's number 1.
Number 1. 2nd in yards after contact, Jason. This guy was like 180 pounds. And he was 2nd in yards after contact. He had 7.4 yards per carry. I'm like pumped up, dude. If you're over 5, I'm paying attention. He was like, 50% over that 5 yards threshold, Jason. That is insane. Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Warren, and Gibbs were tied for second at 5.2. So he was 2.2 yards over the best. The Dolphins' 8th end run block win rate. They only ran it they're in the middle of the pack as far as how often they run it. That's a typical Shanahan McVay offense. The Dolphins traded up to get Jalen Wright in the 4th. You saw what he did. That sucks. But as far as upside, Jason, I don't know any other player that has more upside. He can literally, if he was the number 1 running back at the end of the year, would that surprise anybody? No. If he was the number 40 running back at the end of the year, would that surprise anybody? No. So he's got extremes, dude. This is a man of extremes. I would say probably crazy shit right now, but I don't want to get canceled because I can think of extremes, men of extremes through history. But Jason, this guy could either lose you the league or win you the league, and he's going in the 3rd round. That is not a 3rd round pick to me. You got to be in the 4th round pick if you can lose me a goddamn league.
And you know what the crazy thing is about this guy is that I was listening to Mike Daniels on that coach speak, and he is very interested in trying to get him involved more in the passing game. So that's even more opportunities. And just think about what Daniels will do to get him in open space, right? Screens, quick little dump offs, and just let him do the rest of the work. This guy was 1st in yards per touch, man. So,
dude, Jason, you and I were fighting over him, and you drafted him like the round before I wanted to draft him. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. He's not going to be good. And then it was the worst thing ever watching him do well for you.
Will it surprise me if he has 2 50-point games this season? No. That's just how explosive.
Yeah. So he had 5 games over 20 points out of his 9 games played, Jason. So half of the time he was getting you 20 points, including a 51-point game. So I don't understand, dude.
What was he?
And then Mostert led the NFL with 18 rushing touchdowns last year. They could, would that surprise you if half of those touchdowns went to Achane? No. So that there is a lot of opportunity with the touchdowns, and Tua not running any in. Tua is not going to be running any in touch. Tua will not run the fucking ball, dude, around the end zone. All right.
He's not a runner.
What'd you say?
He's not a runner. Tua's not a runner. He's not a runner, not a track star.
What's up, dudes? Olaf. What's up, Olaf? Thanks for being back, dude. Hope you don't. Hey, man. I hope you don't love the sun. All right, Jason. There was that song from Olaf. I only watched that movie once, but I remember that song. And I say I remember that song, but I can't remember shit about that song. All right, man. Next up, you got somebody for me, Jason. That's going to blow my mind. Exercise your mind.
This one's another basic one. It's Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah. Number 1 running back potential. 2K.
So let's just bring it back in on more of a calming level, and let's relax to the sound of Lucky Bastard's sick voice. So Derrick Henry, he's running back 8 in fantasy drafts right now. For him, that is round 2. Statistically, he had one of the worst years of his career last year. But his worst stats are considerably career highs for most running backs in the league, which is pretty crazy. But this year, he is running behind an upgrade offensive line with an MVP quarterback and an offensive scheme that ran the ball the most last season. And the fact that And the fact that Lamar Jackson slimmed down tells me they don't want him running near the goal line at all. If he was bulking up, I'd be like, oh, he's going to steal a lot of goal line carries, but no. He's a slim Jim. They don't want him doing those goal line carries. So it is kind of scary because of his age, the miles on his legs, and the Ravens lost 3 offensive linemen this offseason, and he's also joining a new team late in his career. But the potential of scoring 15, 18, 20 touchdowns is there for Derrick Henry, man. Gus Edwards had 13 rushing touchdowns in this offense last year, and he led the league with the most carries inside the 5-yard line. That's going to be Derrick Henry. And now the Ravens get one of the best running backs in the past 10 years to run at the 5-yard line. I won't be surprised if Derrick Henry has like a Raheem Mostert stat line of 1,012 rushing yards and 18 rushing touchdowns. and Mostert finished as RB5 last year, I do think there is a good chance, a very good chance, that Henry could be RB5 at the end of the year because of all the touchdowns he's going to rack up in that offense.
So, Jason, you mentioned it. They lost. The biggest change here for this team, they have a lot of defensive stuff, but still, offensive line, man. I mean, I think they lost 2 to the Lions in particular. I can't remember if that was the Lions or somebody else. Some team got 2 for their offensive linemen, and they lost a third somewhere else. So that is going to be the big risk here. But they've always had one of the best offensive lines in football. But I also listened to a interview with John Harbaugh on the Rich Eisen show a long time ago, and he was saying that how Derrick Henry does better the more carries he gets. And they said, what's it going to look like? What's this Ravens offense going to look like? What is Derrick Henry going to look like? And they said it's going to look a lot like his early, his prime years in Tennessee, where he was running downhill in the second half.
Yeah.
After he got a lot of carries the first half. So last year he did not get those carries. There's a huge stat, man. It's like over his career is like maybe 3.5 yards per carry in the first 15 carries. And then he's like in the last 15 carries, he's like fucking 6.5 yards per carry. So he wears people down. People don't want to, they want to tackle him in the beginning. They don't want to tackle him at the end. So now he's going to be wearing that dark purple, dog. I'm telling you. So Derrick Henry I was targeting him every single second round. I was like, dude, I was pushing him as my hero running back target. And then Jason's ass finally came around. He's drafting him in the second round ahead of me. So I have been forgetting about him. Thanks for bringing him up, Jason.
Yeah, that's actually a good stat that you brought up because last year, when we go back to the carries, there was multiple games where he had under 15 carries, under 11 carries. I'm like, dude, you got to get this guy the ball. And don't get me wrong, I am drafting this guy as my running back 1 in the second round. I am scared. I'm scared to do it. But the reward right now is outweighing my risk or his risk.
All right, man. This guy right here, we're going to talk about next, is the best running back that Nick Bosa has ever seen in his entire life, including college. So, Josh Jacobs, Jason, he's going as running back 16 right now in the 4th round. To me, if I can get him as my running back, I've got to make the decision. Do I want Josh Jacobs as my running back 2 in the 4th round, or do I want to get Josh Allen or Mark Andrews? I don't think I want Mark Andrews much anymore. I think I'd rather have Josh Jacobs. But if Josh Allen is available in the 4th round, I think I might pick him. Other than that, dude, Josh Jacobs in the 4th round. Amazing. Running back 18 points per game last year. It was a terrible year. I actually did a video or something on running backs that held out. You do not, if a running back holds out, contract disagreement, whatever, for some reason, they always do bad. I don't know what it is, but they do bad. And that's what he did last year. He did bad. He went down week 14 with a season-ending injury, and then Zamir White took over. And Zamir White actually did really well. But still, as soon as Antonio Pierce took over that team, Josh Jacobs went back to a running back 1. I tried to trade for him, okay? Then he got injured. So it was actually nice that that trade did not go through. Running back 3 finish in 2022 while being second in evaded tackles. Okay, so in 2022, it was the year of Josh Jacobs. In standard leagues, he was running back 1 by a mile. PPR, he was running back 3. They did not ever throw him the ball, Jason, ever. He has 0 reception touchdowns in the NFL since he got drafted. It's a crazy stat. And in the Green Bay Packers actually utilized Aaron Jones, dude. And stuff like that. They utilize the receiving skills from the running backs. And the reports out of camp when I was doing my little breakout, finding Puka video, go check that out, please, and like it, because we might get pushed out a lot if you like that. What the fuck was I saying? Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, my God. Jacobs, he went down. Let's see. Second in evaded tackles, Jason. 37th in forced missed tackles per attempt last season. So he was terrible last year. That was an outlier for his career. And now he gets to go to the Packers. The Packers were 14th in run rate and 16th in run block win rate. There's nothing to run from there, dude. And their offense is on the upswing. They did draft Marshawn Lloyd in the 3rd round, and he just missed 6 practices due to a hip strain. But still, Marshawn Lloyd is a factor here, Jason. That's the only thing that's kind of giving me pause, because I'm like, would I rather get Josh Jacobs in the 4th, or would I rather get Marshawn Lloyd, dude, like super late and just hope that it hits? Because there is a chance there. But Josh Jacobs, as long as he's healthy, Jason, I see being a top 12 running back. So a running back 1 here, and he could literally be, if Josh Jacobs was a top 5 running back at the end of the year for the Green Bay Packers, that would not surprise me one bit.
Let me see that hip string. That's Marshawn Lloyd's song. What about A.J. Dillon? You worried about him at all?
Dude, I fucking drafted A.J. Dillon, the 2nd year after his rookie, whatever that year you're supposed to break out. Oh my God, dude, A.J. Dillon's amazing. Then I watched him run into so many defensive linemen, dude. He has so many opportunities to run the other direction. That fool has no vision. A.J. Dillon has no vision. He needs Moses to be in front of him, Jason, with a staff, all right? He needs Moses with the staff, and he will be all right. But until that Moses comes in gets into the combine, I'm not drafting that fool.
Let my people go. Yeah, the coaches are saying that he looks shredded this year, though. He's shredded. For some reason, dude, the Packers love A.J. Dillon. I don't know why they don't get rid of that guy. But, yeah, the Packers are going to score a lot of points this year, Tyler, and there's players on the team that you could get that have a little piece of it, and Josh Jacobs is going to be one of, the bell cows of the season. He's going to be a grab to get.
I mean, it'd be nice if he's going 2 rounds later, but, dude, I still think he's a value going in the 4th round. Holy shit. So, all right, Jason, next up, who do you have for me?
All right, let's get back behind the campfire and listen to a book.
He's going to tell a scary story.
Jason's thoughts as we talk about James Conner.
Woo!
Hello, people. He's being drafted as running back 23, but can finish in top 12 or even the top 10. Same ADP as last year and finish 13th in points per game. His points per game each year, right? 13th, 9th, 7th, 25th, kind of a bad year, 16th, and 7th again. In 2021, he had a total of 18 touchdowns. I think a lot of people forgot about that. 18 touchdowns in 2021. James Conner is one of the most underrated running backs in fantasy football. He does not get the respect. He gets no respect, I tell you, no respect. But all right, but the kicker here is that he's a definition of injury prone. He misses an average of 4 games a year. It would suck not to have him in the fantasy playoffs, you have him all this time, he does great, and he gets injured and right at the wrong time. Because look what he posted last year during the fantasy playoffs. 17 points, 22 points, 26 points in weeks 15 through 17, and 30 points in week 18 just to top it off. Like, hey, I want to do it anyway. He's a damn good player. 7th in explosive run rate, 11th in missed tackles forced per touch, and 5th in yards per after contact per attempt, man. He averaged 5.0 yards per carry behind a good running offensive line, and the Cardinals are 6th in run block win rate. If you can even believe that. It's crazy. It's crazy stats. And he was 6th in rushing yards while missing 4 games last year. He is drafted this late because he can't stay healthy, but he can be considered a steal in the 8th round. If this is that 1 year he could play a full season, this guy, what'd you say, Tyler? You were saying like top 3 potential?
Dude, he was running back number 1 from week 13 on last year. So that's more than a month. That's like 2 months. He was running back 1. So, yeah, I think top 3. If James Conner was top 3 at the end of the year, I'd be like, that doesn't surprise me. Well, you know what does surprise me because he was healthy all year. But that is in the cards. I mean, given it's a non-zero. I mean, I say non-zero chance. If he does not get injured all year, it's like a 50% chance that he would be a top 3 running back. I wish he caught more balls, Jason, but still, I don't know, man. Like, I get Trey Benson and everything, but I think he's future, you know? This guy's 29. Like, they want to run this dude in the ground and then just fucking go to Trey Benson next year, maybe. They have so much money in the Kyler Murray, like, pass protection so huge, man. I don't know. There's a lot of factors going on to there.
Yeah, on coach speak, though, there's Trey Benson ain't doing too well in camp.
I'm telling you, dude, everything I've read has been James Conner, like workhorse. Why are you guys doing this? James Conner.
Yeah.
Let's see. Beast. Oh, yeah, preach Beast. Hey, Olaf was talking to us last year, wasn't he, Jason?
I don't remember.
I think he was. All right, man. Olaf, chime in if you're talking to us last year, man. I might have an offer for you. Next up. You ready for it?
Yeah.
I drafted this fool last year. And he did well for me. It was Kenneth. Oh, you know what? How about this? Kenny Walker, dude. KW3. Jason. He faced like tons of 8-man fronts. And he had a hard time with it, but still, his efficiency wasn't great. But did you know that Kenneth Walker was like, I think he killed it in forced missed tackles per touch. No, was that what it was? Second in forced missed tackles per touch, Jason. It was Jalen Warren. And then Kenneth Walker. Dude, Kenneth Walker, his rookie year, talking about forced missed tackles per touch. That guy would set shit up. He'd see like things 40 yards down the field and then just be like, keep it. He was one of the most impressive rookie running backs I've ever seen in my life. And then they drafted Kenneth Sharp, or then they drafted Chardonnay, and people freaked out. But he's going as running back 17 right now, Jason, in the 5th round. Running back 19 finish. He did miss 2 games due to injury. He had a couple 2-point games because he got injured in those as well. Top 5, Jason. He was a top 5 running back weeks 2 through 6 last year. So I believe that Kenneth Walker can be a top 5 running back this year. That would not surprise me if things went well for him. Like I said, dude, second in forced missed tackles per touch. That is the best stat we have for correlation to running back success in fantasy football. Even after Zach Charbonnet joined the backfield in 2023, Walker finished top 5 in team carry share at 65%. Let's see. Walker leads the NFL in total missed tackles forced since being drafted and has handily outperformed Charbonnet in most meaningful efficiency stats. His lower yards per carry, Jason, is due to the fronts. He has faced stacked boxes more than like almost anybody, so his efficiency has suffered. But in comes Ryan Grubb. Jason, he was the offensive coordinator for Washington, Michael Penix last year. Air raid offense, man. This guy's going to spread shit out. He likes, 4 or 5 wide receiver formations. They will not be able to jam the box on Kenneth Walker. PFF and experts are saying that this is going to change his efficiency stats. And if he gets close to the workload that he got last year, he can be a running back 1 for your team. I'm saying it could be running back number 5 or better.
Yeah, the new OC is going to spread out those linemen or those defenders. And
Olaf last week, dude. Thank you for dude. You're awesome, Olaf. Thank you.
In the past 2 years, they haven't even had a full healthy line. Their best players, Lucas and Abraham, haven't been on the field. They're expected to play this year, week 1. Having them at both ends can help him out in running too, because the issue with him is that his offensive line was kind of bad. Past 2 years, he's been in the top 6 in stuff rate. That's when you get hit behind the line of scrimmage. But with a healthy offensive line,
he's like a Barry Sanders, dude. I'm gonna get -5 yards or 25 yards.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the past 2 years been a boomer bust player.
Oh.
He needs to break out that like 60-yard touchdown. He just didn't have them last year. He didn't get a lot of opportunities. Seattle also wasn't on the field a lot last year. They were last in time of possession. All that's going to change.
Yeah, I just want to let Olaf know since he's been so, hey, man, 2 weeks in a row and he's been participating. If he is reliable, we might invite him to our listener league.
He's been here.
I don't know how we'll determine if you're reliable. I don't know how that's even possible, but still, you're in the running, dude. I saw when I told you I'd give you an offer. I could have swore I was talking to you last year, but not somebody else. All right, Jason, hit me with somebody.
All right, let's get back into the living room. Take off your socks, kick up your feet, shower yourself over lavender as we listen to Jason speak. Christian Watson, drafted as wide receiver 38. He's going 3 rounds later than last year, which is expected because he couldn't stay on the field last year or the year before that. And with the success of the Packers wide receivers, there's question marks about who will be the wide receiver 1 for this team. I believe it will be Christian Watson. It is Christian Watson. I believe it is Christian Watson. Week 5 through 13, he led the team in target share, air yards, yards per route run, end zone targets, and first read shares. Those are wide receiver 1 categories. And he had multiple games inside the top 15 weekly finishes. His ADP has fallen because he can't stay healthy, but Watson said he may figure out how to fix his hamstring issue. I'm someone who may not believe, I'm not sure if I really believe he fixed it, but it's easier to take that risk in the 8th round because I've said it before, you're not losing drafts after the 7th round. You are winning drafts after the 7th round. So you can take that risk. And Jordan Love and the Packers are expected to score a lot of points this season. With Jordan Love projected to throw 30 touchdowns, Watson's upside could be top 15, top 10. Let's hear it.
You about Jordan Love, Jason?
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson's all upside now. I just came out with my training camp heroes, man, trying to find the next Puka Nacua. Like I said, please go like that video. Send it out. So I do think that Christian Watson has the most upside. Even if Romeo Doubs was a PPR darling, the first read monster for Jordan Love, I still think Christian Watson has the air yards, dude. Has the air yards on that team, potential for long touchdowns. I'd say if you're in the league with those bonuses for long touchdowns, my ears just perked up. That would be dope. Yeah, Olaf, seriously, man. But hey, Jamie, I do want to ask you: would you like the league? I just planned on maybe just sending a trophy out, to you and putting the Fantasy Red Zone, whatever championship, Listener League championship on it for you to keep forever, or would you rather have money as well? I do not mind fronting the money for a trophy, for you guys. But if you want to play a money league, let me know, Jamie, if that sounds whatever. I was thinking free, but with a trophy to the winner, Anyways, and we'll keep up on the Listener League throughout the year, so it's fun for everybody. Jason, who did you just say? Oh yeah, but Christian Watson, man. I mean, when he played last year, Jason, what was he like? Wide receiver? He was like a top 5 wide receiver for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, he had a couple of 20-point games in there.
Yeah, and I drafted him his rookie year out of South Dakota or North Dakota? North Dakota State, maybe?
I think it's North. Good
yeah,
job.
So I still love Christian Watson, man. Physical freak. You see him now. All upside all the time. But I think I said Romeo Doubs is probably the floor play there with Christian Watson not. And where do you fit in Jalen Reed, dude? This team is the biggest mystery for wide receivers. People will have a league-winning wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers. Hopefully you hit it right, dude. And I keep on changing my mind. Christian Watson is still my wide receiver I think I want.
If there's 2 wide receivers to pick from to target, who would you get from the Packers?
The Christian Watson, but Romeo Doubs is late as shit.
So it's like Doubs and Watson.
Yeah, but I want Watson from the history last year. I mean, the way they run that offense, give me Watson. But the reports, I'm like, holy shit, I want Doubs. All right, man. Yeah. Next up, I got somebody. I've got somebody, man. Hey, dude, I've got somebody here. What do I got here? DJ Moore, my fantasy football MVP that everybody's starting to talk about now. You're welcome. You're welcome. DJ Moore, man. if you've got kids, I don't have kids, but I had to watch some kids, man. I love watching Moana, man. Moana's great. All right, dude. DJ Moore is a starting number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, and he's going as wide receiver 22, my favorite number. Double deuce, dog, in the 5th round. If DJ Moore was my number 1 wide receiver, I would have no issue with it. And he's going in the 5th round. So if you are in the zero wide receiver strategy, which I've never heard of, go target DJ Moore. He was wide receiver 6 finish last year with Fields and Bagent. They had the 3rd highest run rate, and Fields had the 32nd worst downfield accuracy rating. It was like 5.6. I don't know what that even fucking means, Jason, but it's terrible. So they never threw the ball, and the person throwing the ball was the most inaccurate person in the league, and he was wide receiver 6. He had a 51 and a 31-point game. I don't know any wide receiver 22s that are getting fucking Chase Young type numbers. Why do you draft Chase Young, Jason? Why do you draft him?
Chase Young?
I take it back. Jamar Chase.
I was like,
I get those two mixed up.
Upside, right?
Because he'll get 50 points in a game and win you the league. Or win you that week.
Twice.
I bet you, dude, I think that they had the equal amount of 50-point games last year. So I'm just saying, man, DJ Moore and Jamar Chase aren't that different to me. And they are being drafted crazy different. 1st round to 5th round. 29% target share last year. Now in comes Keenan Allen, who I love, right? I mean, I was all about Keenan Allen last year if you watch the show. And Odunze. That's not great. But still, everything, if you look at time to throw metrics, downfield metrics, everything from college, and all the critics, they said that Caleb Williams holds on to the ball too long, looks for the spectacular play. To me, the magic maker, buying time, all that kind of shit, Jason. Plus, we talk about how him rushing, he's actually a pretty good rushing quarterback. DJ Moore, man, will have time downfield and will make shit happen. He has the 5th best strength of schedule, which wide receivers doesn't mean shit, but I'm still throwing it out there. Chicago had the second to last pass rate, so they threw the ball, at the 31st highest pass rate, Jason. And in comes Shane Waldron, top 5. They were the 5th highest pass rate. They're going to throw the ball more with a way better quarterback. DJ Moore, to me, I don't give a fuck, dude. If he's splitting targets with everybody, there will be a big enough piece of the pie where he will be a number 1 wide receiver for you.
Yeah, this team is built for Caleb Williams to throw the ball. DJ Moore is built to get these long touchdowns of Caleb Williams scrambling, like you said. He's going to lead the team in touchdowns. I think Keenan Allen's going to take some receptions away, but he's definitely going to get the touchdowns. And, he's a good player. He takes those deep shots. He was 8th in contested catches last year. So even when someone draped on him, throw him the ball. Caleb Williams will do that. And he'll make the catch. He's going to have some big touchdowns this year. I do think he's going to lead the team in yards and touchdowns for the Bears. There's a good chance he could get double-digit touchdowns.
Yo, Olaf, man, you're going 0 running back. Did you watch my 0 running back episode? Because
quarterback. He said quarterback.
Oh, he's going 0 quarterback. Hey, dude, 0 quarterback. I'm actually all about this year because if I don't get fucking Josh Allen, I'm going 0 quarterback. So 99% of the time, I'm going 0 quarterback. All right. I'm getting Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence. Something like that. All right, man. Olaf. Lucky BZ. I take Connor, my second running back in weekly winners. Yeah. Hey, dude, if James Conner is your second running back, that sounds amazing. All right. So your roster's probably already filled. Get that second running back as Connor. Olaf. Good job, man. All right, Jason. Give me your last person.
All right, let's just move to the porch on a rainy night with some cup of tea and finish this thing off with
the hell?
Cooper Kupp. See what I did there? Cup of tea, Cooper Kupp.
Hey man, I'm gonna start pushing Kupp up the. I'm gonna start pushing Kupp up the butt.
Kupp up the butt. Kupp up the butt. I'm sure there's a YouTube video on there somewhere about that. His ADP is 23rd, which is 16 spots after Puka Nacua. Kupp played through injuries last season. He missed 4 games with a hamstring, and those injuries can linger all year. It also looks like Puka might be the new shiny star in LA. Puka had more targets, receptions, yards, and touchdowns last year, but Kupp had 5 touchdowns in 12 games, and Puka had 6 touchdowns in 16 games. Why am I saying this? Let's pay attention. That's because in the red zone, Kupp is still king. Kupp was 9th overall in targets in the red zone last year. Puka was 20th overall. Stafford favors the better route runner when it comes time to score touchdowns, and that is Cooper Kupp. And weeks when both Koopa, God, I've been playing some Mario. And weeks where both Puka and Kupp were on the field, they each had 4 games with 20 or more points. The Rams' defense wasn't great, which caused a lot of close games that resulted in more passing attempts. Now, Aaron Donald is gone. Cornerback Kendrick tore his ACL. So we're going to see a lot of close games again. And that means a lot of opportunities to score for Kupp. Kupp is 31 years old, and we just saw a 31-year-old Keenan Allen put up career highs last year, right? Kupp has the potential to finish the year better than Nacua because of the touchdowns, and they could be pretty similar in receptions, but I feel like Kupp could have more touchdowns than Puka. Don't forget, it wasn't that long ago that he posted 25 points per game in 2021. I get it. Puka is the new Buzz Lightyear in LA, but Andy never forgot about the old reliable Woody toy.
Jason, I mean, Cooper Kupp was injured all last year, all right? And you talked about that touchdown stuff. That's a big deal. And now they overperformed last year. Now people know how good they are. I still think they're going to be great. And Puka being injured, people don't realize that Puka was injured all year last year as a Puka owner, man. He was questionable so many weeks. So that was pretty shitty. But, in the first 3 weeks without Kupp, he was the most targeted wide receiver, I think, other than Devontae Adams. Maybe he was number 1, actually. So he was very, target reliant, and Puka Nacua was, I think, wide receiver 13 or something in the second half of the season. So Cooper Kupp, if he actually ended up outperforming Puka Nacua, I don't think that would surprise me. And if he outperforms Puka Nacua, he will probably be a top 5 wide receiver, Jason. So I think that Cooper Kupp, to me, I am not drafting Puka in any of my leagues. I think it's because I got him for free last year, right, off of waivers. And now I've got to spend a second round draft pick. I'm like, I don't fucking think so, man. But Cooper Kupp in the 3rd round, that sounds way more attractive, or 4th round or whatever he's going.
Yeah. Touchdowns are huge. Puka, he didn't get a lot of opportunities to get those touchdowns last year. Cooper Kupp will. He does.
All right, man. Last person, Jason, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I don't know where my lid went. Oh, no, that's not good. All right, man. We got Tank Dell. All right. So, if this guy was a running back, I'd be like, this guy fractured his tibia last year. Why are you drafting him? This is what I did with Tony Pollard last year.
He broke his leg. Why is no one talking about he broke his leg?
He broke his leg. Fucking broke his. How many times do I have to say he broke his fucking leg? Well, apparently, this guy's a lot younger than Tony Pollard was, and he's a wide receiver. So, fibias, man, not so much more. Not that important for wide receivers, apparently. He is going as wide receiver 26, Jason, in the 6th round. So, a round after DJ Moore, which kind of blows my mind because I'm like, dude, DJ Moore in my mind is so much more valuable than Tank Dell. But he's going to 1 round before him. That's so crazy to me. So DJ Moore, go grab him. Tank Dell, though, dude, caught a 34-yard touchdown from Stroud tonight versus Pittsburgh Steelers. That is pretty amazing. Did you see that, Jason?
No, I watched the Dolphins-Falcons game.
But hey, what my qualification for this episode, Jason, was to be top 5 at your position. He was wide receiver 3, Jason, for a month, scoring 24 points per game, weeks 9 through 12, 9, 10, 11, 12 for a month. Averaged more points per game than Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's pretty goddamn good. All right. Wide receiver 14 through week 12, even being a rookie, he had like 0 points for the first couple of weeks. Then he fractured his tibula. And that's not what you want. He caught 12 passes, Jason, for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns over his 2 first weeks as a starter. So there was a little video that came out. Do you know who called Tank Dell when he was drafted, Jason?
CJ Stroud.
Yes, because he's like, hey, Texans, I know you drafted me. We need to go get Tank Dell. Can I call him? Yeah, that sounds great. So, dude, we're talking about eating breakfast with your quarterback. It means a big deal. What about calling your wide receiver on draft night? That's a big deal. He was incredible on a per play basis as a rookie. He ranked at least the 95th. He ranked in at least the 95th percentile for getting open, facing single coverage, facing off coverage when lined up wide and against zone coverage. His performance, Jason, on the outside was unprecedented for a receiver of his size. His 608 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns from the outside were the most of any wide receiver 5'8" or shorter in the PFF era. So this guy was tiny, 5'8", dude, 5'8". It's like my dad going out there and catching touchdowns. All right, that's my wife. It's like my wife going out there and catching touchdowns, man. I don't think that's gonna happen. She's laughing now. She's probably gonna get pissed and start doing push-ups. So, anyways, Jason, I do want to say that he lined up a ton on the outside. My one worry is, are they going to put Stephon Diggs on the outside and just put Tank Dell in the middle? I don't care, really. I think that his ceiling is higher on the outside, but he will still be an incredible value, a top 10 wide receiver if he's on the inside as well.
He's like the Darren Sproles of wide receivers, eh?
What are we doing? Canada shit?
Hey, I want all countries. Give me all countries. 9.
Hey, Olaf, thank you for agreeing with our Connor. Not saying we're crap for Connor, dog. It's okay. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, Tank Dell's good. You got to get your Dell, dude. Remember, I think he had like one bad game or two, and he was dropping our league. And everyone rushed to go get him.
Yeah, Tank Dell. And I just bid like $70 on Puka Nacua, and I was like, I put everything else, man, on Tank Dell, and your dad got him.
I had Nico Collins. I'm like, I can't. I wish I could get Tank Dell, but I can't. I got Nico Collins. Yeah, he's his rapport with CJ Stroud is pretty good, and it's going to continue on. So I think, who would you rather have, Nico Collins in the second or third, or Tank Dell? Tank. I've been kind of getting him as like my flex option in these drafts I've been doing lately.
I like Tank Dell, but my problem is I've been getting the running backs are like James Conner, Zamir White, around him. So the running backs to me are a little bit better. But after doing the research on this episode, I might go Tank Dell before one of those running backs and then try to get somebody else in the, 2 running backs in the after that. Anyways, hey, Jason, that is the show, man. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Olaf, to Jamie, to Andrew Gomez, our Patreon, Jason. I think that's his name. We appreciate you, man. The show will not happen without you, even though it probably will, but it will not be as fun. That's for sure. Well, hey, man, we haven't got paid. We've got $2 a piece over the last 3 years. So I think the show will go on. All right. The show will go on. But it will be better if we get some money. Give those men their money, Jason.
Appreciate Olaf. He's been very consistent. Him and Jamie showing up in these chats all the time. Where's your homie Rufio? Remember him?
Yeah, Rubio's like, he's always on the cutting edge of comedy, Jason.
Show me your wife.
Ray's right here. She's like,
Yeah. Put her
the
on.
hell?
Well,
Anyways, hey, man.
We got Tyler. Do you have a video this weekend?
Yeah. I think I'm going to continue to do the finding Puka Nakua, you know, like the hype train stuff in the middle of the week. And then I don't know if I'm going to do second year breakouts or what I'm going to do this week, but I'm going to do something more specific.
All right.
Maybe go over all the injuries that are going to fuck up your fantasy draft.
Well, I got a video coming out. I'll probably put it out on Wednesday of rookie running backs. It's an informational.
You should do it on Monday, Jason, if you want.
Okay.
You should.
Boss says to do it on Monday. I'll do it on Monday. Damn it. My weekend.
You'll get more reviews on Monday. You'll get more reviews on Monday, Jason.
And then, just a little informational videos that's pretty interesting for rookie running backs if they're worth picks. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Oh!
Keep that in mind. So I'll talk to you in those videos. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone. This is Tyler Big Turbo Ward. This is Jason, the sick boy using the wall. And we appreciate you.